Hi guys, and I hope you enjoyed the following video about my listing processes.
Hi guys, and welcome to my room. This is the room where I do all my business in, except I do list some things occasionally on my computer in the other room. This is my listing process course, and I thought in true style I would go with one of my nicer hats that I bought for my birthday a few weeks back. So yeah, without further ado, we'll get on with it. This part will be looking firstly at giving a first look at the item I'm actually listing, and giving condition grading, how to efficiently basically state your condition the item is in, and it can be quite confusing because condition is a subjective thing. It's very opinionated. I may find an item in good condition, however when the buyer gets it they could say no, this is not in good condition. So I've found you do have to be strict with your condition grading. So I thought I would list some Harry Potter books for you guys today, and in this video series, because for one, they are quite tricky to grade the condition sometimes, especially if you think, well, they're sort of right in between acceptable and good. If I list them as good, I could put the price up. However, someone could complain that they're not in good condition. So they can be quite tricky to grade the condition. They're not easy to list in some respects, but they're not hard to list. So you know, I'm not going to be showing you something that's mega hard to list or anything. So yeah, I decided those Harry Potter books would be good. That's one reason why I decided that, and the other fact is I've not actually got that much more to list. I mean, I say that, but as you can see, big pile of books, stuff for FBA there. I mean, as you can see, it is packed up and there's loads more stuff down there. But what I mean to say is I've got things to list, but I can't be bothered listing them. Big pile of shame, that's what it is. So, yeah, Harry Potter books. So, as you can see, they're not in bad, this one in particular is not in bad condition. So, as you can see, not in too bad condition. And again, with this one, not in too bad condition at all. So, then we come to this one. And I don't know whether you'll be able to see that, but there is heavy wear to the spine. Don't know if you'll be able to see that as well on the pages. The pages are very, very slightly faded. And yeah, there is heavy wear. So if I was listing this on its own, I'd put that as acceptable. And if I was listing these on their own, I'd put these as good. And I have no quarrels with putting those as good and putting this as acceptable. But I like to be strict with my grading on condition, because it is subjective, and if someone were to say to a buyer, was to say to me when I'd listed them as good, look, I got these books, a couple of them are in good condition, I'll agree with you there, but this one's in acceptable condition, etc., then it's just going to make things a little bit hard to deal with. So the best way I have found is to be strict and to grade them always lower down on the scale. It's the same with like antiques and coins and banknotes and stuff. You always be strict with it, and you sort of make sure you're dead on. And you can apply that with anything, really. Make sure you're with condition board games, DVDs, especially like video games that are scratched. So it's a technique that you can apply to anything in some respects. And that is, be strict with your condition. If there is like marks on a disc, state that in your description, and you could maybe put it as good condition or acceptable, but make sure whatever your whatever the defect is or the minor wear is, you really do state that in your description. It's not too much of a worry what you actually state your condition as, whether that's good, very good, good, very good, acceptable, whatever that may be. The key really is to describe it well in your description. However, I do advise you put, obviously don't put very good if these books were in terrible condition. But the big part is really when you're describing it. That's the key. And obviously if you get any quarrels with your customers, you can then refer them back to your original description stating, look, I said this here, that's that. So yeah, so this one's not in great condition, the rest are. I would probably put these as acceptable, but then in my description go on to state, and using my photos as well, go on to state and describe and show that they are, one is in acceptable condition, the rest you could probably say a good condition. I may put these 4 as good condition, but who knows. So we'll get to that part in the second part of the video when I come to actually list them. I'm still debating because these are quite a funny set to list, because one's in acceptable condition, the rest are in good. So yeah. Next we're going to photography, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to inlay some videos here. So if this works, I should be able to talk to you, and the inlays, you won't be able to see me, the inlays should be popping up about now. So as you can see, these are some of my photos, some of my more professional photos, and it's about getting the right lighting, and also natural light helps a lot. As you can see, some of the photos are well done because of angles and other factors, but yeah, so that's that. I just wanted to show you that, so you should be back in the room now. So yeah, we're gonna go to photography. So what I'm gonna do, just bring you over here. Now I can't show you this in great detail because I usually move this curtain back here to let some more natural light in, but unfortunately I can't do that for you now because it would get in the way of the camera. So what I generally do, I'm going to move these receipts off here. As you can see, very unorganised, and I need to do a lot of putting away of receipts. So I'll turn these ones on, and you can't see that in a great deal, but it's daytime, so these don't really work that well. Now, if I did open this up a little bit more, it gets it a bit better, but the time of day is actually in the morning, so the light isn't really coming in very well. So if I just put these here like this, so we'll put those there like that. You can't really see that very well, but if I bring you closer and I tilt this down, so there you go. Not a bad photo in particular, but obviously I wouldn't do my photos at this time of day. I'd be doing these a little bit later on in the day where there's a little bit more natural light coming in. And these, obviously at the night time, are brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. And this is what I like to do with books. I actually like to give a fan effect. Don't know if you can actually see that, but I put them in a sort of fan effect, and then I take my photograph from here, and that little sort of stare fan effect really makes a good photo. And then I sometimes do individual photos. Sometimes I'm dropping everything. So sometimes, obviously with this one, I would do an individual photo of that one, stating in photo form that it has wear on various sites. And of course I will do various other angles and stuff to get it really well photographed. So with photographs then, a lot of people will ask, how many photographs should you do? And the answer is not one. Do as many as you feel is the right amount for that item. I would say for something like a set of books like this, in the condition they're in, probably 4 is a good number. But you can do 8, you can do, you know, however many you feel you want to do. Now, I believe the maximum is 12 for if you want them free. Although I don't think I've ever done 12. I think the maximum I've done is about 9. But yeah, for a set of books like this, you want to do however many you feel describes it in good enough, in a good enough light. So yeah, I would say probably no less than 4. I would generally do 4 or 5 for a book set like this. And yeah, just get them in the best light. Do different angles, mix it up, and really enjoy your photography. Don't see it as a chore. I really love doing photography. It's one of the good things about reselling. It's one of the things I most enjoy other than sourcing. And yeah, so enjoy it, play around with it, mix it up, maybe do this and that, and you know, and just mix it up, do different angles, do different positions, and it can really sell your item. Photography is a big part of selling your item. Now you can try different lighting techniques, lighting systems. If I draw this curtain back and I take you back to the position you were in, and I push this up like so, I use these lights up here, which is just standard LED lights, not great in the day as you have just seen, but great at night time, really good. There is a bit of shadowing and glare, but it's perfect for what I want to do at the moment. You can get a range of different photography lights, including big ones that can really send out all the glare and the shadowing, and it can be a really professional photo, and you can get them for around the £30–40 mark. So yeah, the key with photography I have found is natural light is the best if you can get it. If you can't get it, you use some sort of lighting setup. You want to take as many photos as you can. You want to really, it's about a picture paints 1,000 words. You want your photos to describe it, even if you didn't have your description in place. And as so many people have said, your photos sell the item. You have bad photos if you have them on the floor, if you have an item just spread out on the floor, whatever, it's not going to sell your item. You want a nice white background. I have considered having black before, but yeah, it probably doesn't really emphasise your item. It can be seen as a bit depressing, and people, when they look at black, they don't really feel infused. White really brings out your item, and if you had something colourful, like for example the Disney VHS I got the other day, have something nice and bright and colourful like that on a white background with some lighting coming down, it can really make the photo. So yeah, I think I've sort of given you a good rounded view of what you need to be doing with photography. This background I use is white vinyl, and it wipes clean. I've just seen a little stain on there, but it should wipe clean. I've never actually tried wiping it because I've not had it for that long, and it isn't actually that bad, but it should wipe clean. You can also get white foam boards. You can use a white sheet. You can just as long as you've got a clean white sheet, you can just put that up, and that's a very rudimentary, cheap way of doing it. And for the most part, you don't really even need a lighting setup. There's a lot of people doing this that don't have a lighting setup. There's Ben. I don't think Darren has any sort of lighting setup, but there's a few people out there doing it, and they're getting sales. They're doing it the best they can, and Ben seems to have good photos anyway, and that's because he uses a lot of natural light. So yeah, it's all about what works for you, what space you've got. For me, in this room, it's not practical to have those big lighting setups, so I'm happy with what I've got. And it's about the timing of your photographs. I generally do mine in the afternoon because there's more natural light coming in instead of in the morning, just because of the position of this window and the facing of the sun. So yeah, I hope that photo sort of guide there has given you a bit more information. We're going to now move on to the screen capture software, where I'm going to actually go in, do a little bit of research with you, and we're also going to actually list the item. So in terms of what we've got out of this video, or what you should have got out of this video, or hopefully you've got out of this video, you should now know a little bit more about how to grade condition, and that is always be strict with your grading of condition. And if things have got defects, light marks, scratches, fading to pages in books, you want to describe that as effectively as you can in your description, and that is all you need to do with condition. Secondly, you should have learned something about photography, or I hope you have learned a little bit about photography, and that is use a good background. Lighting is key. Make sure you take plenty of photos. Always remember, price stickers need to come off, and I will do that when I actually photograph these items. And of course, just play around with it. Play around with different poses of the item, different angles. I've tried that myself, and you may have seen in the overlay, in the pictures overlay. So yeah, that will do it for this part, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next part of the video, or which will be today for me. I will see you tomorrow in the next part of the video, which obviously, as I've mentioned, will go on to researching the item, and I will also research another item with you just to help you really understand the research process. And it's very, very simple process. And also we will go into actually listing the Harry Potter books, what makes a good description, what makes a good title, how to actually effectively list it. So yeah, I will see you, and I will leave it there, and I will see you very soon. Don't forget, if you like this video course so far, drop a comment below. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and check out my website and my Facebook page below. See you soon, guys, and I hope that has helped.
See you in part 2, guys.